Hello, we're here on a chilly afternoon with Mike to make a couple of videos. Actually, this first one will deal with using serpentines as a maneuver to soften your horse and to build his steering, and also to control his speed, because you can take some speed off a horse with your steering and where you position it. So I will also share with you that if you look at his over his right eye, you're going to see he's got a bit of a divot out there. We just took stitches out from an injury he had. He's fine, but it looks a little gory. Not going to hurt him in the least, but don't think I'm not aware. And I didn't just do it to him. So here is the thought behind using serpentines. First of all, they're a maneuver that lets you do a variety of things. So I'm just going to put him on a trot, and I'll go the side way of the ring, across the ring, and I'll gather up on him and see how he's resisting that. That's what we're going to work through. He's a little fresh, it's really cold. So that was a right turn. So I'm going to come back across, and I'm going to make a left turn. I'm going to drive him up in the bridle and say, can you soften up and go to the left? Then he gets released as we go across. And don't be distracted by the buckets. They're out for another segment we're going to do later. And they don't really have anything to do with this. So we make a left. But you can see each time he's getting a little bit better in his steering. He's sort of settling in, and he's getting over that foolishness. And you work your way gradually up the arena. And see, you get him lined out, he's going straighter now, he's going softer. But bear in mind that we are not just steering him with our hands. If you watch over here, I'm going to use my legs, drive him up in the bridle, use some left leg to bring him across, and then I'm going to let him line out in a good straight line to get his forward back pick up. I wanted to oversteer a little there. So I'm going to use a little bit of left leg to bring him through to the right and come straight across. And then I'm going to start working my way down the ring again. Turn to the right, drive in, see you drive a little stiff, drive, now it loosens up, softens up. And you can see that I'm turning him in a space that's maybe 2 horse lengths long, maybe 2.5 horse lengths long. It's comfortable, but it's reasonably demanding that he has to come around and maneuver. And I apologize for my hat management. It is windy. And steer to the left. But see, I'm driving him with my legs. Even though he's raising up a little, I'm not just going to wrestle him with my hands. I'm going to soften him up with my legs, drive him into the bridle so I've got something to steer. That was better. Now you see he's wanting to go to the left. I'm going to make sure to steer him to the right. So that may not have been the direction that was my original intention there. I sort of lost track, because when they go, like he's going off to the right just a bit, so we're going to turn left. Whatever they want to do, I'll do the opposite. But this is a real good warm-up exercise. You can see it works on their softness, it works on their steering, it works on their straightness, and it works on their speed, because you can see he's slowing down and relaxing as we go, because not only are we covering some ground, but he knows he's going to have to work at the end of that straight line. So you can see he was leaning a little bit to the left, so it's good. Then I had to go to the right anyway. That worked out just perfectly, as luck would have it. So I'm just sort of able to relax my reins a little bit. Now see, he's going to the right, steering him to the left. And you can take this, suppose your horse is going too fast. Well, then I'll cut the ring in half. Instead of making a full trip across, I'll break up that forward motion with steering sooner. So if they'd be running off here, which he really isn't, I'd take a hold of him about here and do my steering there. So there are a lot of different parts to this. It's very simple, but it's a little deceptive because it does a lot of different things. But I think if you consider that he started out really fresh and foolish, you can see how this helps to soften one up. And then you start to have a little bit better engagement and collection even on a young one, because you've just been handling their face. And you'll notice when he steers, I'm asking him to give his face and to move both vertically and laterally. In other words, he's given with some collection there, and he's coming off my leg and going straight through. Ooh. And what happened in that segment was what you always hope happens. It started out a little ragged and it got gradually better. Handy thing to do. You can do it in a relatively small pen. This pen's 125 by 250. It's a nice size to do this particular maneuver, because you got enough room to get them lined out going across the side dimension of the arena. So something to try. Hope it works for you, and we'll see you next time.